Pixel 7 Pro, 6 months later, let's get into it. Yo, what's good people, it's man like Jamo. We're out here with the Pixel 7 Pro. Done know we got thick Isabella as the wallpaper. Now I'm just gonna brush quickly past the specs because we already done know that this phone has been out for a while and we already know what's really good. But for those of you that don't, we're talking second gen of the Tensor processor, Google's own processor that they're now putting into their phones instead of Snapdragon. 12 gigabytes of RAM. You start off with a base of 128 gigabytes of storage, which I just don't really think is enough in this day and age. And you can get 256 gigabytes for an extra £100. I think that makes it £950 in total. You got your triple cameras on the back, all 12 megapixel from what I understand. No, was it all 50 megapixel? I'm not too sure. I'll put the camera specs in the description section below or something like that. But yeah, specs aside, we've got a big boy flagship level phone going on here. I haven't always been getting flagship level performance. Now within my first 3 months of using the phone, I hadn't done a factory reset. You know, I was just running the phone as man was running it with my first setup. Usually after I've installed and uninstalled a lot of stuff, I do a factory reset so that the phone can chill out and know what's really good and try to get a good feel for my usual use cases, because you know, within that first period of time that I have a phone, I'm doing reviews on the phone, I'm doing a lot of content on the phone, I'm doing lots of stuff that I wouldn't normally be doing because I'm reviewing the phone, innit? But 2/2s in that month, the phone was acting weird. In WhatsApp, I would start playing voice messages, and if I look at the phone bad, it would stop playing the voice message and just lock off the whole screen. And then I have to turn it on. And in fact, I could leave the phone on a table, press a voice message to start playing in WhatsApp, and the phone screen will just lock off. Like, I thought it was because something was covering the front facing sensor, which made it think I was going to ear mode, but no. It will just completely lock off and stop playing sound whatsoever. I don't know why that was. Whenever I reset the phone or, you know, restarted the phone, that problem would sort itself out until the next time that it comes along. Another issue that man's been having with the Google Pixel 7 Pro is to do with the screen. Now, because I use my Pixel 7 Pro for content on most days when I'm doing my little TikTok content and things like that, I have put the color space in display settings on natural mode so that when I'm editing, I can see how the colors look normally instead of seeing a boosted version of what the colors will look on, you know, other devices and stuff like that, so that when I'm editing, you know, I can color correct just that little bit easier. However, I've noticed that sometimes when I'm scrolling randomly, just chilling on the phone, looking at whatever I'm looking at, it seems that the phone flickers in between the more saturated color space and the basic standard color space that I've actually set it to. I don't know why we're flickering between two color spaces on the phone that is this expensive, but that's what I've experienced. I don't know if you guys have experienced. If you have, let me know in the comment section below. Third issue is the fact that if I try to shoot some 4K 60 and I'm shooting it for like more than 15-20 minutes, the camera will get too hot and lock off the camera, and I can't use my camera for another, what, 5-10 minutes until the phone cools itself down. Now this kind of started happening in, like, when did I get the phone? October. It was a little bit warm then, so I was, you know, giving it a bit of a blow, but it is winter in the UK and the phone was still overheating when man had set the thing to do some 4K 60 recording, to the point where I just don't shoot 4K 60 anymore. Like, the 4K 60 looks really nice, and obviously you can switch between lenses whilst you're shooting 4K 60, but the fact that the phone just starts overheating so quickly, I would have thought that after a couple of upgrades and updates, it would be sorted by now. But to this day, I might even do a test later on to show you guys, but the phone will start overheating, and once it starts overheating, it shuts down the camera app for recording. It will still let you look at the preview of the camera app. It will still look like the camera app is working, but you won't actually be able to press the record button to start a video. Why? Why though? Why? Lastly, in terms of problems, this hasn't happened too many times, and obviously this could be potentially because of some of the apps I have on the phone. Not that I've had this issue with any of the other phones I've used recently, especially not the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, but I've had random shutdowns. Like, I'm talking about, I'll use the phone, it's working fine, I'll put it down, I'll pick up the phone, I'll press the power button, you know, to get it on, and the phone won't turn on, and I'm like, oh, did the phone run out of battery? Did I shut it off? Like, is there an update going on? What's going on? After frantically pressing everything, the phone randomly turns on again and tries to continue like nothing ever happened, as if I've just restarted the phone and forgotten about it. They're weird, don't know what that's about, and it usually happens after I've been using the phone and I've just left it there to do its thing. I don't think it's updating, because usually there's a whole animation when Android is updating, and I usually update it myself. But yeah, I don't know what that is. Anyway, 3 months in with the Google Pixel, man, like, was getting tired of all these issues, and I decided to do a factory reset and reinstall my apps bit by bit. Now, that factory reset only kind of fixed the problem in terms of how frequently this Google Pixel would start moving mad. So it happens very rarely now. It was like maybe, I think it was last week, the phone randomly shut off and came back on again whilst I was doing a video for the Honda E. Actually, it was on that day, and it hadn't happened for 3 months. So maybe that was just a little something updating or something, I don't know. But yeah, man's telling you what it is, innit? Now, apart from that, I cannot fault this phone. The camera is cameraing. Nearly 99% of all the TikToks and Instagram, you know, footage that man uploads is from this Google Pixel 7 Pro. I run that 4K 30 mode, or I run the 1080p 60 mode. 1080p 60 just looks sick on Instagram Reels, TikTok and them things there, when you got the high frame rate thing going on. I edit it directly on CapCut on this phone, and I upload. Bam, upload real quick. Another thing which I really love about this phone, which is catered towards content creators, just like the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, is the fact that Google supports external microphones. They support it in their native camera app, and they support it in third-party apps. So I can record from my microphone. Where is it? I use this little GB60 thing from Microsoft, from MSI. And I record using a USB-C to C cable directly into the phone, directly into Instagram app, TikTok app. A lot of them apps support third-party external microphones as well. So it's wicked for content creators that are trying to up their sound quality, especially if you're vlogging on the phone and you want to use a wireless external microphone. Clip one end to your Pixel 7 Pro, clip the other end of the microphone, the transmitter, to your chest, and start talking and vlogging one time. Again, it's a content creator's phone because you got 4K 60 on the front of the phone. The only issue is, how long can you shoot 4K 60 on the front of the phone before the phone overheats and prevents you from shooting any further footage? And that's kind of where it comes down to for me. Like, I'd prefer to just shoot 4K 30 or 1080p 60 and not miss any shots than shoot 4K 60, then something really big happens that you want to capture and you can't because you have to wait for the phone to cool down. You get it? Normal phone stuff. I forgot to talk about normal phone stuff. Normal phone stuff is cool. Making calls, receiving calls, text messages, things like that. Signal. I'm on Vodafone, but it's as decent as it gets. Like using, what they call it now, hands-free, loudspeaker mode. That all works pretty much fine. Dialing out works pretty much fine. Receiving text, sending text. No issues there whatsoever, especially when you're obviously signing into certain programs that require text message two-factor authentication. It just works. And I love the fact that obviously with Google Pixel, man is getting his updates. The updates are updating. I think now they've mentioned that a lot of the Google photo editing suite that you get in Google Photos is gonna be available on other Android phones, but it was always available on the Pixel phone. And I'd love jumping into Google Photos or Snapseed just to give a little touch up to any of the pictures that I take if I want something to boom a little bit more, or if I want a thumbnail to look a little bit better. And that's another thing I haven't mentioned. I make all my thumbnails directly on the phone. I know my thumbnails are not the most exciting thing in the world, but I guess it's simple enough for you to have clicked on this video kind of thing, innit? So it must be doing something right. Now obviously I don't want to stay too much on camera quality. I know I keep going back to it, but that is one of the main reasons I got this phone. And I love the fact that even if I'm using my A camera, which at the moment is my Sony ZV-E10 with the 16mm Sigma thing, I can use footage from the Google Pixel, blend it together on one timeline, and I guarantee you will not notice when I am switching from smartphone to ZV-E10 because of how well this phone is able to take video. Obviously it's not iPhone levels, but by the time you do a little bit of magic to it on that video timeline, you're good to go, fam. And it's just nice in situations where I don't necessarily want to bring my whole ZV-E10. I might just want to do a little vlog on my Google Pixel 7 Pro, and that's just to mention the fact that my ZV-E10 doesn't have 4K 60, whereas the Google Pixel 7 Pro does on both the rear and the front. So I can actually have a nice preview of myself when having 4K 60 footage, whereas most phones you have to hold them and kind of shoot blindly if you want to get that 4K 60 output. Now I don't want to do a recommendation thing because that's not why I started this video. I literally just wanted to let you guys know what it is. But for me personally, as a content creator, I do like having the option of shooting 4K 60 on the ultra wide as well as shooting 4K 60 on the telephoto, because you know when I'm mixing it, like I said, with my ZV-E10 footage, it blends in a lot better. However, if I was not a content creator and I just want a camera that is just as good or near enough just as good as the Pixel 7 Pro, I won't even go for the Pixel 7, fam. I'll go for the Pixel 6a. That's the phone that I literally came from when upgrading to the Pixel 7 Pro. And let me tell you guys, that 4K 60 on the Pixel 6a is nothing to laugh about. Even the pictures that are taken on that Pixel 6a, they look saucy, they look nice, albeit the phone don't look as good as the Pixel 7 Pro. I mean, that's subjective anyway, but as far as, you know, operating performance, that first gen Google sensor in the Pixel 6a pretty much does everything you'll need it to do anyway, fam. You can even edit a little CapCut thing on the Pixel 6a, near enough the same still camera performance. You're just missing some added features from video on the Pixel 7 Pro. I'm not doing a comparison between those two in this video, but I'm just saying, yeah, content creator, you're going to be doing a lot of video editing, doing a lot of video taking, Pixel 7 Pro. If you're not doing a lot of that, Pixel 6a. And even if you are a content creator and you're on the budget thing, like I was, because like I said, I had the Pixel 6a before I got to the Pixel 7 Pro, the Pixel 6a is still on job for shooting that 4K 60. It just means that it's on the rear facing camera, so you'd have to shoot blindly if you're trying to vlog kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, that's a whole next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope it helped you if you're considering getting a Pixel 7 Pro late, now that it's at some good pre-owned prices. Yo, check CEX, check them pre-owned shops there, and I will catch you guys in the next one.